All right, so we got something today. The shop's starting to get a little bit busier. It's got a few engines actually in, and it looks like something happened overnight. I think this 6-liter nitrous LS and this supercharged Coyote got together and they made this. I don't know that they're supposed to, but they got together and decided to make that. So a buddy of mine, a guy I used to build race cars for, dropped off this out of his Malibu. It's a nitrous 6-liter. It's stock rod, stock piston, as far as he knows. It's got PRC heads. I'm not sure which series. We'll figure that out. He doesn't know what cam, anything like that, but we're gonna figure it out. It's got a Victor Jr. carb intake. I think he runs a Pro Systems carb on it, stuff like that. So today we're gonna tear it down, and the next step is he wants to put all the nitrous on it, like a 300 shot or more. So we're gonna tear it down. We're gonna put rods and pistons in it. He has a set of pistons. They're the Summit Pro LS series pistons. We might go with their Pro LS rods, being as the price on them right now isn't too bad. They're actually not badly priced at all, but we're gonna go ahead and tear this apart. What he did notice was there's a little bit of metal on the drain plug, and he saw a little bit of speckling on the oil, but this engine has been together for a long time. So I cut the filter apart, and I do see metal in there. I'm not sure if it's a cam bearing or rod bearing coming apart, but it's definitely bearing material, but it's not terrible. So let's get started and get it torn down. So, you know, same thing as always. Tear it down, look it over, see what you got, see what you don't have, and then make a list and call the customer up and say, hey, this is what we need to do to make this what you want. This one, they ran it untuned with a Vortec on it and cracked a couple ring lands. Not a real big surprise, but it's going back together as a stock type rebuild. It is a basket case. They literally dropped it off. One of my old bosses dropped it off, and it's just nothing but a basket case. It's still using the AC Delco ratchets. It's holding up so far. The only thing I don't like is it doesn't have a variable trigger on it. It's either on or off. Like, there's no feathering. Kinda, I like having that option. We'll see what he's got for rockers and valve springs. I love the Chevy orange. So we got valve cover number 1. Looks like someone did the conversion on them, or the upgrade, the trunnion bearing upgrade. So I'm betting it definitely has some sort of cam in it. All the clips are there. That looks good. Let's see what's on their door number 2. Yep, definitely upgraded retainers, upgraded springs, stock rocker arms with a trunnion upgrade. Let's see. Let's keep going and see what we got underneath. The intake and valley cover. So far, there's a little bit of debris in there, but I don't see anything crazy yet. These are the upgraded heads with the extra bolt casting, but being as he's on a stock block, he doesn't have the extra bolt hole. I always like to take a look at the intake gaskets, make sure none of them had blown out. So either these gaskets were coming apart or somebody put something on them, because those are no good. I don't like that at all. Well, we need at least intake gaskets. What I also noticed is there was some washers on the bolts, it looks like, or did they silicone them? No, they siliconed them. Pro Series XC. Oh, found that washer he lost. Let's see what else we got. I think somebody siliconed that. Yeah, that's silicone. Wonder if they were having an issue with them leaking. They don't look to be ported. They're not. So they're as cast. Oh look, not under there. Our valley cover. Let's see what's going on under door number 2. I'm betting it's glued down. 10-1. We're hoping we don't find any cylinder damage or anything like that, because I think the pistons he bought are stock bore. So definitely glued down. Come on. There we go. What do you tried? Tell us your secrets. Something I'm missing here. That'd be it. And you can know you're not an LS guy because you didn't know the knock sensors were there. That he's not using. Knock sensor 1, knock sensor 2. Let's go. Still, must be a seal. Yep. All right, so we're gonna need that gasket. What else do we got? I can smell the used up oil. Hopefully. ARP balancer bolt. Give it a few threads. I don't think I have the puller for this style. So we might have to end up stopping there. That's okay. That's not gonna hold us up. Let's see, what else do we need here? Rocker shafts. Looks like they're an Allen head. Looks like they're a little Allen head. Seven. On these, I like to back them off a little bit at a time. Technically, you should take them off when they're on the base circle. But again, if you back them off a little at a time, you'll be fine. So that doesn't feel good. All right, go down the line, back off, back off, back off. All right, we'll go back to the ratchet because I don't want to stand here all day. These are definitely not a high-speed ratchet either. All right, so rockers are loose. Let's take them off. I like to keep them in order as to where they came, so if there's anything going on in the cylinder, you can look it back. More silicone. They liked their orange silicone. That is a lot. Yep, it's all over everything. Lots and lots. That's what I felt on the bolts. Lots and lots of orange silicone. We got 7,500 hardened push rods. No brand on them, so I'm sure they all look good. The tips look good. I don't see any coiling issues. Looking down the heads as I go, I don't see any cracked retainers. That one looks a little... So we got that. All right. Heads up next. What are they, 10? Yep. All right, so now we got to find a spot to put the cylinder heads because we are severely running out of space. The problem is when you build a garage and you build enough space, you didn't plan to store everyone else's stuff. And it's happening, so. All right, what do we got? Wonder what size these things are. I want to say go with 1/2 inch. There it is. That did not feel torqued. That felt all right. That did not. That did not. That one was all right. That did not feel as torqued as I thought it should. It was okay. That one held. That one was okay. That one's okay. That one did not. That one did. That one did. That one did. That one did. All right, so some of them had torque on them, some of them felt a little light. We'll see why in a minute. Or if they were just I see some leaking starting to happen. It was about the limit of that. Come on, you got it. Come on. There you go. Come on. All right, finally, man. The head's getting a little warm on this ratchet too. So it might be pushing its limit a little bit. He did have coolant in it, I can tell you that. There's our friend the turbo heater. That's not annoying at all. We just had a pretty bad cold snap up here, but it disappeared and it's gone now. Now we're having like kind of normal weather, but not really. No sealer on them. Looks like they're even cut for a bigger size bolt. I do know that some of the LS guys were upgrading to different head bolt sizes. I think I had done this before when I worked at a shop, and we went to, I want to say I used 351 Windsor studs. And they work pretty good. That's what I want to say, but it's probably been $10, 15 years, so anything I remember could be very wrong. drop forged. That's all good. Maybe not all good, but it's apart. And let's see what's behind door number 1, besides an antifreeze puddle. Valves look good, chambers look good, head gaskets look good. No signs of blown gaskets. That's always a good sign. Let's look in the pistons. Honestly, tune looked pretty good. So good job, Craig. Back cylinder looks a little bit lean. Yep. And that's probably a function of the intake. They are 6.0 head gaskets. But no signs of blown or anything like that. Huh. That's weird. Looks like it's cracked. There we go, thank you. No, not cracked, just kind of a crappy deck surface. Those heaters, they work, but man, are they annoying. Go ahead and we'll set those there. You know, those are cam tray bolts or lifter tray bolts. And what I want to do on these is I want to go through and leave them where they are So we put the lifters back in the same spot again. I know you can spin them up, whatever. I'm just kind of doing it my way at this point. I don't feel bad. Yeah, see, those weren't going to stay up in the tray at all. So, might be good to get another tray. Definitely some markings on this one. Trays are a little bit sloppy. Don't like that. This Magnum must be crappy. We got better ones out in the service truck, but man, I'd have to go get them. So we'll double up. Now you want to stick. That one definitely hits an edge. That's not good. So let's go lifter number 1. That one looks okay. A little loose in the tray, but lifter number 2. Lifter number 3. Let's go. What's behind door number 1? Why are you so stuck? Is it just junk, or did it spread an axle? No, just a little bit of wear marking. So I would bet these are probably GM lifters. That one felt like it was actually holding. These ones have no... Looks good. So we'll have to check out and make sure the cam's okay. I think everything here looks good from the outside looking in, but you never really know until you decide to pull everything. So the other thing I noticed is this thing is full of antifreeze. He brought it here in the back of a van on its side. I can't believe there's still... Can't believe there's still stuff in it. All right. He said he'd drain the oil out. What are the chances of that? Release the shmoo. Who couldn't have predicted that that was gonna happen? Oh, yep, definitely drained it out. Oh, son of a... Oh, this is why. Yep. Drained out. Floor cleaning bill inbound. You know what would be nice? One of those trays that goes on the engine stand. Oil pan alignment and torque critical. See service manual. We're gonna speed this up because this ratchet takes too long. Let's get Snap-on guys be like, my ratchet makes so much power. Except it can't open an oil pan bolt on an LS. Weakest impact I've ever owned. Makes a good speed ratchet. That's about all it makes. Other than that, that thing sucks. It sucks since the first day I owned it. See, this is what I mean. Like that thing, I don't know. And it's got 3/4 of a battery. It's just crap. It's always been crap. It will always be crap. I remember the day I bought that thing. It still wouldn't bust off lug nuts. And I was like, yep. And the guy was advertising, you know, oh yeah, it's great. Yeah, it's not great. That's all right. We'll get it off. And I'm usually a proponent of cheaper tools that do the job. But the Milwaukee impacts are definitely worth the money. Over and over and over again. I've had them in my service truck, which means they see every ounce of weather that ever happens. Here, let's put our happy little LS oil pan in with our happy little Coyote crank. I would say this is a stock bottom end. That's really stuck. You can see the chain. What do we got? Yep. There's even some factory sludge still on the bolts. Hey, got one. All right, let's go. Another thing to watch on these is these O-rings. They do act up, and the O-ring stayed in the pump. But they get worn out. And act up. And you'll suck air or cavitate, do stuff like that. Let's loosen up these windage tray. It's marked rear on it. There's something down there. There's a chunk of something. That's, I don't know what that is yet. Oh, I do know what that is. So it looks like this tab would have been on this, yep. So this tab on this dipstick is broke, but there was another tab, or a tab on the oil pump pickup tube. Jeez, you can only not talk when you're recording yourself. All right, what else we got? That tab broken off. I don't know if that's common or not. It won't really affect anything. Let's get a light. Have a look. Let's turn her over. The chain's got some slop in it. That's not a big deal. Okay. Crack all these little rods loose and go from there. Aw. Were they 11 or 12? They're 11. Crack them loose. Crack them loose, and away we go. Get a little mallet and give it some love. And these are crack cap designs, so they really only go together one way. Let's have a look behind door number 1. Standard GM bearing. A little bit loose in the cap. So it was starting to go, not go, but could have used a little bit more clearance for what was being done to it. Let's see, rod number 2. Same thing. Not terrible, but bearings were a little bit loose in a rod, and I'm not a huge fan of that. Check the piston out though. Piston looks good. I don't see any broken pieces. You know what they say, half a man's life is spent looking for the thing he held at last. So, yeah. That's a thing. The bearings aren't terrible, they just lost their crush a little bit. So there are some markings on them. Nothing too major, but they're not looking bad so far. All right, let's see what we got. Let's get this out of the way. What's under door number 1? This one is tight. And this one is very loose. Bad, but very loose. This piston needs dumped out. There is a lot of oil in that. This rod bearing's still loose. Yeah, they definitely aren't the tightest fitting. But they do look good. I mean, a little bit of wear here and there, but honestly, not bad. And I know this engine was RPM'd pretty well, so not too bad at all. I think the crank will be, once we clean it, will be good. I don't see anything in the pickup tube either, so that's a good sign. At least so far. Man, these bearings. So let's match this one up with this one before we get too far ahead of ourselves, just in case something would happen. Man, these guys sure know how to make a mess in a man's garage. Yeah, so far all the bearings are like that. They look a little rough, but not where I would assume there was a big problem. Just like maybe they could have opened up a little bit. I bet the clearances were just a little bit tight from the factory, and who knows how many miles they had on them. This thing could be a 300,000 mile engine, and I wouldn't know it. Everyone I know that runs these 6 liters, they love them. I'm not seeing any bearing damage. Oh, there's my heater. Too bad. I'll have to get a crank puller and the right balancer puller, and I'll take this apart. I can see the timing chain stretched a little bit. You can actually feel it, but I think everything else looks pretty good. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll bring you back when I make some updates, and go through and clean some stuff up and start getting a parts list together for the guy so he's ready to go and he can start dreaming of spring and racing again, and I can live through everybody else racing, because with my schedule I don't really have time to do that anymore. As much as I kind of liked it and missed it, it's just not something I can get to do. Between coaching 2 teams and home and all the stuff like that, it's just not realistic for me to try and do stuff like that at this point in my life. Maybe in some years when everything settles down, I'll get back into it, back on it. But as for right now, I get to live vicariously through my friends and enjoy watching them run. Guys, I don't really do this for profit. You know, all these videos I make on other people's engines, I don't really make any money doing that. You know, one guy had given me some gift cards to Summit Racing. I didn't ask for anything, he did that. You know, I don't do this in the anticipation of making money doing it. I do this to help people out, and I enjoy it. So it's one of those cases of, you know, if I can drum up some interest on YouTube and make some videos for other people to watch and have somebody learn anything from anything I do, you know, it's cool. And then just to be a part of somebody else's program, watch them go run and see their stuff stay together for them, and hopefully it always does. You know, there isn't an engine builder out there that hasn't had something come apart at some time, and you know, typically we've had pretty good luck. I don't typically have any issues with anything I build, but I'm not God. I can make mistakes. I have made mistakes. I usually learn from them. Usually. Doesn't mean I always do. Sometimes the same mistake is easy to make and you don't know why. Stuff like this is kind of cool to do, interesting to go through. This is going to be a fun one. This is going to take a minute. You could just see by the number of parts laying there how much more complicated those Coyotes are than a simple LS. I mean, you know, typically I'm a Ford guy. I prefer Ford engines. They've always treated me well. I just prefer them in general over GM stuff. There's nothing wrong with GM stuff. I work on it all the time. I'm just not it's just not what I like to run. But, you know, I don't care. An engine is an engine to me. And in that aspect, you know, I'll work on anything anyone wants to bring in, you know, as long as it doesn't. If it's one of those things, you bring me something and say, hey, I want to make 1,000 horsepower and stock rods and blah, 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 I'm going to turn you away. It just ain't worth my headache. It ain't worth my time. It ain't worth anything. But as long as it's something cool, I'll get on it and try it. You know, he knows that a 300 shot on stock rods could live, but it's better to upgrade and not have, you know, drive over your own crankshaft. And I agree with him, and that's why I want to do it. Like I said, I've known this guy for well over 10 years, maybe 15, and he's had a lot of fast cars over the years. And this one, I think he ran 9s already with this car, so he'd like to go a little bit faster than that and compete in the local hard tire classes. This one is just, it's actually an ex-boss's of mine that he wants me to assemble. Somebody started, it looks like they owned it. I'll make a video on this one later. But all right, guys, thanks for watching. Like always, please like, subscribe, and share. I am trying to grow this channel. I am trying to come up with better content. And when I see that the numbers are going up, it does kind of encourage me to keep pushing on to do all this. So thanks